Google Wave, even its early version, can now be used as a collaborative and declarative authoring environment to build Jnana applications up on the Google App Engine in the cloud. Let's show you how that works. Let's start a new wave, and let's add the Jnana robot as a participant. We'll now type add application following the instructions below, and the Jnana robot will pick that up and recognize that as a request to start a new application, which it'll do. Stick a gadget into the wave, and that gadget lets us fill out a name for the application and a description optionally. Click the Create button, and new application is created up on the Google App Engine in the cloud. Now, the Jnana robot will set up a hierarchy for us here, which we're optionally able to use, don't have to use it. We can set up our own blips if we'd like to instead. It's very free form. But the hierarchy makes it easy. It'll give us places to fill in facts, conclusions, rules, and alerts to start to create a running application. Let's do that. Just go through and create a simple application. Put in one fact, age, type number, and question how old are you. That'll get input from the user at runtime. Let's put in one conclusion. We'll make that entitled to vote. It'll be a simple system figuring out whether you're entitled to vote or not. And the way we'll set the logic, we'll declaratively say that yes or no for entitled to vote. We'll say the otherwise value is yes, which means that if logic doesn't set it to no, the value of this conclusion at runtime will be yes, you're entitled to vote. And we'll say it's sufficient. That means it's sufficient to run the application if you just get a value for this conclusion. So now let's set up one rule. Here's an exception. If under 18, not entitled to vote. We could have 1, 5, 10, or hundreds of exceptions here. The system at runtime would look for any exception to your entitlement to vote. If it couldn't find an exception, it would then use the otherwise value of yes to say you're entitled to vote. Very simple way to program this kind of a system. And you see again, it's declarative. We're declaring our facts, our conclusions, our rules, and our alerts, and the runtime behavior is governed by the Jnana engine under the hood that's running up on the Google App Engine in the cloud. So let's see how this thing works. We'll just fill out one more alert, and then we'll run it. What's interesting about this again is that we're leveraging Google Wave to provide a real-time collaborative environment for building these kinds of systems. One or any number of authors can be in here either synchronously or asynchronously, adding in blips and logic. The Jnana engine up in the cloud will look at the logic to put in. It will do some consistency and validity checking. It will then at runtime find its way through all the logic in the most efficient way possible, or at least in a very efficient way. And let's run it right now and you'll see. So it's asking us the one question for a fact, how old are you? If we say 13, we get the alert, you're not entitled to vote. We can change this real time, and it will retract the fact, assert the new fact, and the engine will do the right thing and say, yeah, you are entitled to vote if you're 44. Real simple. And that's a running application in Google Wave. Now, while we built this application in Wave as an authoring tool, it's running up on my Jnana on the Google App Engine as just another Jnana application. And you see we're running it here in the browser. It's one of hundreds of applications that I built over the last couple of months on the Google App Engine using different tools, and now Wave is another one of those tools. That's simple.